Hello everybody, my name is Mason and welcome back to the channel. I know it has been quite a bit of time since I uploaded, probably like 3 or 4 months. And although it always hurts my heart to say that every time I make a new video, um, I just want to let you guys know that I made a post on Discord kind of explaining the situation, what's going on. And, I wanted to take a minute to kind of briefly explain what's happening here on YouTube. If you're curious for more details, go join the Discord and go see the announcements in Discord. I didn't make any mentions. I kind of just shadow dropped it, so you can check it out there. But in brief, a couple months ago, we here in my hometown in Minnesota got hit with a really bad storm. And my landlord used that as an opportunity to kind of strong arm us out of our house. She had a problem with our rabbit being there, and our rabbit was a part of the lease. And so when I told her, you can't just kick us out over the rabbit because you said it was okay for us to have it here and it's in our lease, she made a million and one other excuses as to why she was going to kick us out. And so our choices were, and she gave this to me pretty blank: get rid of the rabbit or get out. Um, and we chose get out, and we weren't going to wait for her to evict us. We told her that we were moving, and we packed our whole life up in a month, and we started looking for a place, and we found one, but unfortunately last minute it fell through, um, and it's been rough. So I initially stayed with my parents for a little bit, but it just was not a environment for my young daughters, and there wasn't enough space for our family of four and a pet, and it just wasn't a good spot. And so we before I had to move out of the house, I had applied for an emergency housing stay at my old work, actually, and we've been taken care of here. We've been given a pretty much like two rooms to stay, and it's been a good reprieve from just being homeless. Excuse me. Um, there's always a second one. There we go. It's a good reprieve from just being homeless. It gives us the space we need to focus on getting back to our feet. So that's what we've been doing. I've been trying to get my old job back, and Erin's been working her butt off overnights, and we've been looking for a house desperately. We can't rent anything because our landlord, everywhere we try to rent, requires our rental history, and every time our landlord is getting in contact with, out of spite, she completely slanders us. Uh, just makes claims that we destroyed her house and X, Y, and Z, and we didn't. We didn't destroy her. We lived in it. I mean, but that's my point, is we lived there. Um, we didn't smear shit all over the walls. We didn't bust the cabinets. We didn't, my rabbit chewed up a bit of the carpet in the living room, um, and the windowsill in the kitchen, and that's like the biggest damage that was done to the house. Other than that, um, just wear and tear of living there. Um, but that's not, these rental companies, they don't care about your story. Whatever your landlord says is the truth. And so, our only option is to buy at that point. If we can't rent anywhere, we have to buy something. And so that's what we've been working on, is buying a house. And it's been tough because, again, I had just quit my job to do Twitch and YouTube full time, as well as woodworking and other things. And so we were in the absolute worst position we could be in. So here's the upside. Um, as we've been staying here, I just today got my job back, and today was my first day on, and I just put in a 12-hour shift. And I'm not excited to be back at a gas station working, but it's what I got to do. Um, and I just need to hold this job for long enough to get our housing secured. But in good news, we found a place that we really liked. We put in an offer, and they accepted our offer. We're now signed into a purchase agreement, and our closing date is September 29th. As of right now, our closing date is September 29th. It may get pushed back depending on how long it takes for us to get my company's letter of employment, just kind of explaining my hours and how much I make, so that the lender can verify. So, yeah, good news. We're hopeful. This has been the most hopeful we've been in a while. Now, that's going to lead me into some other things. And I don't want to make this video super long, but a few things have happened this week that have been very emotionally impactful for me. First of all, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm not a political guru, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have the answer for every moral question and quandary that has been plaguing America, both left and right, for the last 20 years. I don't. And it's not my place to try and persuade anybody on this platform or any platform, how to feel about a political situation. But I think that you would be lying to yourself. It would be intellectually dishonest to not acknowledge the impact that Charlie Kirk's death has on America. I want to remind everybody watching this that we, the citizens, the people of America, born here or brought here, we are the government. We are the people. This country is led by the people. And your voice is what you must use to govern. We can't kill each other over disagreements. We can't fight each other over disagreements. And although this event may incite anger and wrath into a lot of people, we must overcome the evil within ourselves before we can change the evil in the world. You can't give in to anger or wrath or fear. Your voice is important. Is it more important than someone else's? No. You are not special. And think about that. You are another person, and you are unique and beautiful and creative and any other word you want to use to describe yourself, and I'll give that to you. But you are just another person, and your voice is important, but your voice does not trump that of others. So listen and speak. We will not progress as a society if we are tone deaf to the other side. The only way we get through this peacefully is if both sides of the conversation can sit down speak their minds, and without fear of violence, be heard. And one side doesn't have to win over the other. Compromise is coexistence. Now, some people are going to say there's no compromisation on certain issues. Then you're not listening. This isn't about you. This isn't about me. This is about us. And if you don't like what America was founded on, a government governed by the people, if you don't like the Constitution, the rights that you exercise every day, you have the freedom to leave. You are not a slave here. And that sounds harsh, but if you don't like it here, you don't have to force yourself to stay. If you feel like you want to change it here, then do so with love, do so with peace, and do so with honesty. Not just to yourself, but to everybody around you. Speak, be heard, and listen. That is the only way we get through this. Again, I'm not leaning one side or the other. I'm not smart enough, and I don't know enough, and I can't speak on enough of those topics with any kind of presence to make a valuable impact. What I think I can say with confidence is, unless we start listening to one another, and coming to compromises, coming to the center line, this division is going to kill us. That's all I have to say on that issue. For what value there is, even the few people that are going to watch this video, speak, be heard, and listen, and keep an open mind. Now, that is one thing that's happened to America, and I'm going to leave the macro and go back to the micro and kind of narrow down my own personal experience and situation right now. So as I'm recoiling from this hit to American democracy, I get a phone call or a desperate text message from an old friend. Somebody who I haven't really spoken to a whole lot over the last few years, but we're once pretty close. And he just said he needed to talk. And I can't turn my back on that. I've had situations in my past where somebody has come to me and said that they want to talk, or they want to hang out, or checking in on me, and yeah, man, we can catch up. How about later tonight? And it just doesn't happen. And then I find out months later that they died. So I make it a very strong effort to make sure that I'm available whenever somebody needs me. And we got on the phone, and he said he was going through some really tough stuff. He said his brother had suicidal thoughts and made a semi-suicidal attempt, and that even him himself had to go check himself in to get stable, to find some ground. And we had a long conversation for about 2.5 hours. And to give you guys some perspective, over this last year, I've lost a few friends. And just poof, gone. And it's sucked because multiple times I've lost a few friends and it's been my fault. Or at least from their perspective, they've made it very clear that it is my fault. Now, I don't intend to hurt or harm, and I much rather would have handled those situations with conversation. Um, if somebody had an issue, I'd rather them tell me and we can talk about it. But sometimes you don't get that chance. Now, I'm not excusing any wrongdoing on my part, but I also want to acknowledge, you know, you got to talk to people. If you got a problem, speak up. I don't want to lose those friends, and I didn't want to lose those friends. And if I had the opportunity, I would have apologized and I would have made an effort to be a better person. And since then, I've made an effort to be a better person. Um, but those people are gone in my life now, and it sucks. And throughout my life, I've had several situations arise where I'm being told that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to get that job. I'm not good enough to be successful on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not good enough to go to school or get the house, or just that I'm a subpar human being. I'm just not good enough. And everything from family to work to friends to personal life is just kind of slowly, I don't want to say shut doors, or it's just kind of gone gray, slowly falling apart. But this guy calls me yesterday and he says, "Hey man, I'm in a position in my life where I don't have anybody to talk to, and I needed somebody to talk to, and you were the first person that I thought of." And he said, "I needed to talk to you." That I was a good guy, and that I was that big of an impact on him that he needed me. I don't think he needed me. um, but I do think he needed a good friend, and I did my best to be what he needed. And I talked to him, and I talked to him for 2 hours, and we both got emotional. And I needed it. I needed to hear it. I needed to hear some. I've been taking a lot of L's lately, and I needed to hear somebody tell me that that I was a good person, and I try to be. But I really I've not even started. I believe that I'm not as nearly as good a person as I'd like to be, but I'm trying. Anyway, It is going to be a strange world, and a lot of people are going through hard times right now. You are loved, and you are worth being loved. That shouldn't overshadow other people. But you need to know that you are loved and you are worth being loved. We can come together and we can overcome whatever you are going through. You have to be you have to want to be helped. And anybody who wants to be helped can be saved. So talk to each other. Talk to the people around you. Go meet your neighbor. Go meet that person you see at the coffee shop every day, but never exchange a hello. Talk to someone you love and haven't spoken to in a long time. Listen, be heard. I love you guys. And I want to be a positive force for you, for the world. I want to make a place, I don't want to say a safe space because that's such a abused word, abused term, but I do. I want a place where we can all come together despite differences and differences of opinions and sit down and be good people. Everything today propagates this mentality of superiority upon one another, especially in the gaming community. And good sportsmanship and good people who just want to do good things becoming very scarce. I'll give you an example to think about this. Society, I'm a dungeon master and I play D&D, and I love the idea of a paladin. And everybody makes fun of me because I'm a cop. Paladins are just cops. And they're fun police or whatever. But entertain this thought for a minute. Paladins and paladin-like characters like Superman or Captain America in today's day and age are viewed as boring, flat, and vanilla. Why? Because they're good guys? Because they want good? And they want to do good for everybody? They'd be willing to sacrifice themselves for the best possible outcome. Think about why Captain America and Superman are so flat nowadays. It's because that's how society has turned. Being good isn't cool anymore. And I'd like to start changing that. Being good is more fulfilling than being better. Being good mends your soul in a way that being better than everybody else can't fill. A friend called me yesterday because he needed to talk. He needed to have a conversation with somebody who was good. somebody who loved him and cared and could listen and could talk him through what he needed. If you ever have the opportunity to be there for someone and be good, you will feel a warmth and a fulfillment beyond being better. Listen, be heard, love, and be loved. This is Mason 117, signing off one last time. I'll see you